Good evening, folks, and welcome inside the Halifax Forum as we get set here for some U18 high button action live. As good crowd on hand here tonight as we get set for puck drop. An emotional evening here. I'd like to welcome you as the Max and the Hunters are underway as that puck will be worked back. Here's Breen, D to D. Looking over some options. He'll take it back and work it back in behind his own net. That's Treewin. He's trying to work it up the wall, getting stepped in, down, and worked into the neutral zone. McKay works it up. Here's a chance. Liver knocked off of his stick and cleared back. Here's Clouette back through the neutral zone. He tries to work it in deep. Work back. Boudreau stepping up, and he dumps it down. Good job there by Boudreau stepping up at the point. Treewin, far side. He'll go D to D in front of his own net. Breen had to be careful. He works it back up into the neutral zone. Baldwin back for his D-man as they look through the center, touched up and sent in. Good job to get a stick on it. Crossing over through the neutral zone was number 7, Remy Beliveau, as the Hunters look to get in on the forecheck. As that puck worked back into the neutral zone. Here's Lovett. Ian Lovett over the blue line. Toe drag to the middle. Backhand shot fanned on, sent wide. Shear, far side. He's looking to cycle it off to his stick, though, and Suds back in the neutral zone. He goes D to D. Creelman works it back in front of his own net, works it off the wall for Strong. Strong for Lovett, touched ahead for Shear. Shear looking back door, can't connect as it goes through the crease and poked away into the corner. Good job there by the defense for the Hunters as puck on the half wall now. Battled. Shear picks it up, works it over top. Far side, shot there, blocked. Good job to get in front of that was Hum as Creelman let one go from the point. Puck centered, stepped up, Suds in the neutral zone and sent back in. Gavin Suds setting the puck in as he'll retreat. Puck chipped back off of his hand and in their own zone. Suds back D to D and retrieved in behind and settled down is Weston. Jaden Weston, the call up for the Halifax Max in this busy game here. Midweek matchup between these two teams. Just a part separating these two are the bridge. Halifax and the McKay. If you aren't aware, Brad Marchand in the building tonight. 6-time All-Star, 2-time Stanley Cup champion. Also the Four Nations champion last year, as well as a World Junior Championship in his younger day. Upper Tantallon, Nova Scotia native, back here due to tragic circumstances. Glad to have him back, though. Just kind of shows the type of character he has. As the Hunters, I'm sure, going to lay everything out on the line tonight as Sullivan works it in over. Shot there, rebound worked in behind the net. Puck on the far side, looking over his options, works up the wall. Crossing over, centering is Boutlier. Worked past Sullivan. Urquhart takes a bump right in front of us here by Odell. Breen picks it up. Backhand pass, got to be careful, connects with Odell. Odell getting pressured from the back. That's McKnight. Puck work in the corner. Odell trying to spin it back. They battle. Haverstock, fans on his shot, picked up. Bottomley shot into the mask and held on to for a whistle. We get a chance to introduce the starting goaltender, starting in net for the Hunters, number 31, Colby O'Shaughnessy. Down 200 feet from him, number 31, 31, Chandler Bell. Cale Campbell. Campbell will get the nod in this midweek matchup as Haverstock goes into the net and face-off's going to stay inside or potentially come outside. Haverstock knocked off his edges, and we'll see where the face-off gets put. Looks like it's going to stay inside. And now it's coming out. So the face-off's going to come out here right in front of us as Haverstock was the man who knocked the net off. Must have lost an edge. So the face-off here, Odell will dig in. Across from him will be Porter Caliata. Caliata will try to win it back, but one back by Odell. Breen flips it up in. Going back for that. Into his own zone. That's Pinu. Pinu getting the call up here for the Hunters this evening. As Schaefer Gibbs out of their lineup, the captain, was suspended for fighting. Is that puck off the body? Here's a chance. It stood up at the line. Logan Treewin tried to finish a check as he's now in behind everyone. Treewin sneaking back in behind. Got to be careful there as he's a defenseman. Now Haverstock stepped up and sent it in past Boudreau. Chipping it up the wall. Here's Boudreau now. Works it to the far side past Morris, and he picks it up. Over the blue line, here's Martin Morris down the far wing. Looking it over, an option centering pass. Shot on. Pad save by Campbell. Chipping it in the middle, trying to connect with Liver as Hum steps up and picks it off, works it over, holds it on the line. Good job here as now it's worked past and all the way down. Gonna have to go back for that. It's number 16, Luke Murphy. Murphy takes a bump. Centering pass, worked up and out by Martin. Great job there by Martin to get it out, but it's turned over. McKay will send it back in. Far side, looking over some options. Nice play through the middle. Here's Clouette. Through center, poking it ahead. Clouette with a burst of speed in on Campbell. He'll spray the snow next to the man, and there's a dangerous opportunity, showing some speed there. Number 17, Justin Clouette. Done a few of the Hunters games and only one Max game, but Clouette been noticeable for the Hunters in all of the games I've done for them. He'll face off in the offensive zone on the backhand. Trying to win it back out. Here's a chance in front. Kick towards the net by Will Ludy. Big hit. Clouette finishing his check on the far side on River Welsh. Clouette known for the physical as that's sent in. Clouette known to be a physical presence out there. Big line here as him and Ludy out there together. Ludy, a Gauls product. Here's a toe drag, Suds backhand, scores! Gavin Suds on a beautiful move on the defender, and he slides it 5-hole. Gavin Suds with a highlight reel goal there, and he has the Max up 1-0 here in the first period. 14:47 remaining in the first period on a nice goal there by Gavin Suds. We'll wait to hear about the assist as the puck will be faced off here back at center ice. Shear work to the wall, getting his first game in tonight. Number 28, Maverick Mitchell, just added to the roster full-time as Hum goes back for it. Mitchell supports through the middle. Puck worked up the wall, left. Mitchell centers up into the neutral zone. He'll forecheck now. Mitchell, good burst of speed. He's a big boy, and big hit there. Maverick Mitchell, welcome to the league. As Hum chip play up, Baldwin picks it up. As Maverick Mitchell shows what he's made of here. Mitchell, another hit. As he finishes his check in the corner, or in behind the net, on Blake Boutlier. Probably 6'4" Maverick Mitchell with a big hit there as it's worked back. Up the wall, back for Boutlier. Boutlier pressured, worked out into the neutral zone. Here's a 2-on-1. Baldwin has a man going backdoor. Baldwin slides it backdoor shot. Fanned on pad save Campbell. As Beliveau had an opportunity backdoor on a 2-on-1. A great feed from Baldwin to just kind of slide it through over to the far side, and how's a fanned on, heads up into the crowd, out of play. So we get a chance, a decent crowd on hand here this evening. Good turnout as circumstances unfortunate, as mentioned before, but a great turnout here this evening. A great crowd on hand, and it's even crazier just behind us here. A lot of local teams and supporters for Sela as Fleming works it in. Trying to work it to the middle, and it poked off his stick. Urquhart on the half wall. Centers. Here's a chance. Boudreau's going to drive the net, trying to get it to him, but knocked off of his stick. On the far side was Noah Hawko. Boudreau centering off the skate of Treewin and in behind the net. Physicality going to be a factor here, it seems like, as the Hunters coming out with some physical play. Here's a 2-on-1. Sullivan has Fleming. Sullivan shot there. Pad save. Good job there to close the door. Colby O'Shaughnessy as Breen back, works it up the wall. Sullivan chips it in past the linesman all the way back. Hawko picked up though. Centering pass. Shot there. Sullivan blocked. Liam Worth sacrificing the body as Chike Uzochukwu got there in the corner first and worked it out front on a chance there. As Sullivan now working back, tripped up over the blue line. Got to be careful. It'll come up and grab you sometimes. Hawko works it back in behind McKnight. Chips it up the wall. Here's Worth. Centers off the skate of Hawko into his feet. Controlled and worked back to McKnight. McKnight centering pass picked off by Odell and worked back over the blue line. Bottomley shot there, blocked. And into the corner, Worth. Bottomley with a big hit. Worth taking it and working it back to the point. Shot there. Glove save into the body chest area. And held on to for a whistle. Colby O'Shaughnessy getting the start here. No midweek matchup. And a face-off going to go to his blocker side. As I mentioned, a great turnout here this evening for a great cause. And a great family as that puck now worked back for Suds at the point. Gavin Suds has the opening goal for the Max. Couldn't hear the assist call, but we'll go check during the intermission and clear it up as that's worked. Big hit there by Morris, and the bench into it here for the Hunters early. A lot of probably passion. And a big hit there. Bottomley's going to get a penalty. As he hit up high, it's going to be a 2. As Bottomley looks like he's going to go. Head contact is going to be the call. We'll see if it's a 2 or a 4. As he had hit Kaliakta up high, it looks like. And we'll see to wait if it's a 2 or a 4 as MJ Bottomley heads to the box. And a power play here for the Hunters. So a 2-minute power play. 11:29 remaining as the clock, can't really see a couple bulbs out there in the old retro style clock here inside the Halifax Forum. Thanks for tuning in live on High Button Sports. I'm Logan Carruthers. And what a great first period we've had. Had a Hunters with a couple opportunities as well. Max having also the goal and a couple opportunities, so a great start here, back and forth, couple big hits as well. Bottomley in the box, and a shorthanded chance for the Max. Liver picks it up, pressed by Clouette, nice stick there, poked off of him, and worked back. Ludi gets to it and works it back, takes a bump from Liver, as Ludi's going to swing. Clouette, far side, he's going to work it up through the neutral zone. Clouette over the blue line, here's a chance, Clouette, shot there, glove save, held on to for a whistle, had a Ludi streaking in the back door. With some speed there, Justin Clouette with a great start here. So Clouette with a nice shot there, a good save by Campbell, and faceoff's going to go to his blocker side. Looks like Hum's string for his pants was hanging down. Around his skates, he could have stepped on it, so going to give him a hand. Long-time player, played in the Junior A Hockey League as well for the University of Ottawa. Aaron Brown wearing the stripes and the red here tonight as that puck sent out. Good job to clear it out of harm's way as it was one right to the slot. Was Blake Boutlier. Hum now in behind his own net. Works it around the wall. Far side. That's Martin. He'll pick it up and get his feet moving through the neutral zone. Touches center and dumps it in on a hard rim. Urquhart's going to go down. Breen, as that goes all the way back into the neutral zone. Hum looking over some options. Works it up the wall. Breen steps up. Boudreau, good stick and work back. Here's a 3-on-1. Scheer, good back check by Will Scheer to get back. As he picks up behind his own net. Boutlier clears it up through the middle off the skate and of Worth, and Hum picks it up far side. He'll step up. Take his ice. Hum going to work it over the blue line now. Hum one-on-one. Gets a stick. Toe drag shot there. Sent wide. Hum with a good opportunity. There's a big hit there and a call coming up. A 5-on-3 opportunity here for 23 seconds on a boarding call Is heading off there will be number 19, Breen. So Joseph Breen's going to sit for 2 and a 23-second 5-on-3 power play here for the Hunters. Ludi will face off in the offensive zone. See if they can't get a quick goal and still have the 2-minute power play remaining as that's sent back. Trewin rims around far side. Justin Clouet holding it on the line, and now it's work out as he mishandled the puck. Hawko, he'll retreat, work it back. Clouet got to keep it moving here. 10 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3. Worked up into the feet under Ludi's skates and sent all the way down. Cleared out of the far side and sent all the way down. No icing on the play, and back to 5-on-4 here as Sullivan will pressure. Ludi cuts back, and he'll take his time, looking over, trying to set up a breakout. Hawko in behind his own net. Now he'll step out, work it for Ludi up the wall. Ludi through the neutral zone, trying to chip it in wide. Big hit there. Ludi finishing his check on Suds. Mitchell once again finishing his check. Stepping up, Hawko sent past him, and back in the neutral zone, Sebastian Hum. He'll spin back once again. 60 seconds here remaining on the power play for the Hunters. Work back, Suds takes a hit. He dumps it in. Justin Clouet will retreat behind his own net. Clouet works it up the far side. Boudreau centers. Urquhart works it in over the line on his backhand. Poked off his stick by Suds. Suds centers. Big hit there. Step it up. Justin Clouet finishes his check on Fleming. And Clouet gave him a little woo as he headed off to the bench. Rimmed around. Martin on the far side. Through the middle. Picked up. Worth leaves it there as Urquhart now. Over. Drops it for Boudreau. Looking backdoor off the skate. Work towards the net as Urquhart tried to work it back. Back for Martin on the half wall. Boudreau steps up. Works it down. Martin on the half wall. Shot blocked by Suds. Urquhart down low. Battles 1-on-2. Creelman clears it off the glass. All the way down. No icing. 5 seconds remaining here on the power play as Boudreau goes back in his own zone for it now. Picked up. Here's Boudreau. Centers. Picked up on the far side. Worth ahead for Martin. Haverstock off the bench. Chips it up ahead. Uzo Chuko on the forecheck. Martin centers. Haverstock picks up high slot. Haverstock shot high over the glass, or over the blocker and off the glass. Haverstock takes a bump. He'll go down. He'll draw a penalty as Urquhart will head to the box. Looks like it's going to be for boarding. Touched up there by Boudreau. And a boarding call will go against number 10, Andrew Urquhart, as he'll go to the box, and a TV timeout here. We'll be back after this quick break.
My McDonald's Rewards gets you breakfast before work, free fries at lunch, for the friend who said they didn't want any, and whatever a meal is at this hour. Join My McDonald's Rewards to get free McDs.
Remove dirt, grease, and debris with a high-pressure, environmentally friendly wash from The Big Wash. With over 20 years' experience, The Big Wash can tackle any job, from heavy industrial equipment and truck fleets to residential buildings and parking lots. Plus, they do boats, patios, and graffiti removal. Locally owned and operated, fully insured, and working year-round 24/7. The Big Wash, 70 Crane Lake Drive, Bears Lake. Online at thebigwash.ca.
Well, welcome back here to the Halifax Forum as a Fatso power play here underway for the Max is Haverstock, who drew the penalty, who tries to find a man back door, doesn't connect. Odell pressured at the point by Urquhart as they battle now. Work down Uzo Chuko for Haverstock. Down low, Haverstock centering, getting a stick on it there was Hawko, and that goes off of his stick and onto net. Thanks for joining us here live on High Button Sports. I'm Logan Carruthers. Good crowd on hand here tonight. Face off, a power play here for the Max continues. Puck on the far side, work back to the point. D-to-D, here's Breen on the short side. Breen, back to the point. Treewin stops up. Halifax Max without defenseman Jax Ganesh getting called up to the Cape Breton Eagles. Congrats to him. Puck work back. Breen works it. Treewin. Far side, back to Welsh. Glove save. Good job there to find it through traffic. And hold on for a whistle was Colby O'Shaughnessy. It was a change here for the Hunters. Clouette and Ludi, big forwards for the Hunters. Just a little bit of extracurriculars here. A couple players having a quick chat on the way off. Liver, offensive zone draw. Suds and Creelman out there on the point for the Max, as that's cleared past Suds and all the way down. Campbell out to play it. He leaves it. Creelman works it over. Here's Liver. Far side pass. Suds over the blue line. Suds stops up, takes his time, takes to the middle, works it for Liver. Liver back for Suds. To Creelman. Up high, River Welsh going to work down with some speed off of his stick and sent back to the point. Creelman, far side. In the far side corner, up near the point area. Suds back for Creelman. Creelman for River Welsh. Shot there, sent wide. Off the pad and all the way down by Clouette. 30 seconds remaining here in the power play. Fatso power play here for the McDonald's. As Creelman stops up, sets up the breakout, and works it up the close side wall. Here's Liver. Over through the neutral zone, over the blue line. Here's a chance. Shot there by Strong, and it's off the blocker and picked up short side and worked out into the neutral zone. Calieta, hard rim on the far side. Got to be careful on the change not to get too many men. As that'll do it for the power play here for the Max as a Hunters kill off. 1-0 lead here for the Max. 5 minutes or so remaining here in the opening period. Here's a chance. Strong, feet in front. Glove save by O'Shaughnessy. As Strong fed Treewin in front. Treewin hopping up offensively a few times. Work back, D-to-D. Chipping it through the middle was Boutlier as Calieta sends it in. Shear picks it up on the far side. Reverse play for Blake Boutlier. Taken out as Morris finishing his check. On Shear, here's a chance. Backdoor pass, love it. Trying to sneak it around O'Shaughnessy and a pad save. Colby O'Shaughnessy. Trying to work it out. Stepping up, Treewin. Down the wall, centering pass. Through the stick of Strong, and he'll pick it up in the corner, spinning. Love it in there as well. Worked up the wall. Past Urquhart, back for Boutlier now. Trying to find Treewin on the far side and work back into the neutral zone. Here's a chance, Calieta. Poked off of his stick, and he picks it up on the half wall. Puck centered out in front as Morris was trying to look for something out front. He had himself parked in front, worked up the wall. Love it. Far side pass, worked up. Boutlier chips it in. He'll peel off for a change. Uzo Chuko will pressure, work it up the wall. Pino off the skate. Heads up. Morris had his head buried, and he could have just got buried by Sullivan. Sullivan not connecting on the hit as it's sent back down. Past Jaden Weston, well, as I mentioned, is the call-up for the Max tonight as he drops his shoulder and cuts up the wall. Sent back. Fleming will pick it up. Wheel the back of his net. Heads up. Fleming is having to wait as that puck worked in. Now it's worked out. Breen finishing his check on the defenseman. There was Luke Murphy as Mitchell trying to work it up ahead. Breen works it up to the neutral zone. Good back check by Mitchell, and it gets dumped in. Back for it. Call up Luke Murphy as it's worked back through the neutral zone. Down the far side, and it's checked in by Remy Beliveau. Beliveau trying to center. Good defensive play there by Fleming. Puck battled. Looking for a call there. No coming as Beliveau got a stick high up in the face, I believe, as it's worked out. Uzo Chuko is going to go wide on Murphy. Murphy got to keep his feet moving. Good job there by Luke Murphy. Finishing his check as well as that puck chipped up into the neutral zone. Creelman steps up. Now he works it back. Riley Creelman, he'll go back and support as Suds works it over to the far side. Fleming just dumps in. He'll peel off. Full line change here for the Max. Up front. Worth up for Ludi. Bounced over his stick, sorry. All the way down for an icing call here. As the puck bounced over the stick of Ludi. As you see a shot here, good support in the crowd here this evening. As the faceoff goes back into the Hunters zone. Faceoff to the blocker side. Odell on the offensive zone draw. He'll face off against Clouette. Odell wins it clean back here. Suds shot there. Into the chest. Out for a rebound momentarily and held on to by Odell. He'll hang around for a second. Faceoff's going to go to the blocker side once again. And Odell on the faceoff. They'll redo it. As Clouette in there as well. Odell against Clouette. Odell trying on his backhand. He gets kicked out. Haverstock's going to step in. Those two both Gauls products as well. As that's worked up, Clouette's going to go around Suds. Suds holds him up a moment. Now picked up Clouette. Backdoor pass and a big save. Cale Campbell sliding across on a beautiful blocker save and robbed the man backdoor. As that's worked in. Marchand, you can hear him down there saying, boys, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Saying, it's going to come, it's going to come. That goal, they just got to keep pushing. That's saying they just got to keep pushing. And so, good motivational speaker. Two-time Stanley Cup champion. He knows what it takes to win some hockey games. He's down there, joined Ryan Hillier. Jeff Marchand, they believe, is down there as well. Andrew Bondarchuk in there as well. So a good coaching staff here, a well-veteran coaching staff. Lots of hockey played amongst them. So they're here to show their support from the McCallum family as that puck dumped in on net. It's great to see them. And a great turnout here as well, as I mentioned, for this Wednesday night game here. People having to work and go to school and all that other stuff, but still coming out to support and show their love for the McCallum family. Great to see, especially here in the Maritimes with such a small community, I guess you would say, and the hockey community being even smaller than that. It's just a great turnout here. As that puck shot on off the back of the net, looked like it was in. Now here's a chance in front. Martin, as Liver keeps it in. Clouette past him. Now here's a chance. River Welsh works it back to the point. Stepped in, held down the wall by Treewin. Worked down the wall. Liver. Good hit there by Boudreau. Liver cycling pass for Welsh. As McKay's out there as well. Welsh takes a bump. Stepping into him was Hako. Puck on the end wall. Big hit there. Running into each other was Ludi and Hako is puck up and into the mesh here off the blocker of O'Shaughnessy, and faceoff's going to stay inside. The net knocked off his bearings. I thought puck might have got a piece of the mesh up top, but the net off its bearings. Linesman will fix that, and the face-off going to stay inside. Blocker hand side here once again, as Shear will dig in this time now. He'll face off against McKnight. In the defensive zone there, McKnight here with a minute and exactly remaining as it's worked back. Suds in the neutral zone, back for Shear. Shear will work it back, trying to work it up the far side through the middle. He's picked up Hum. He dumps it all the way in. Urquhart's going to get on the forecheck as Suds takes a bump. Good job there by Urquhart. Work back. Boudreau toe drag shot. Poked off his stick. Couldn't get all of what he wanted on it as Suds works it up the wall. McKnight stepping up on Lovett. Far side. Chipped out. Murphy going to retreat. He goes against his counter-numerical partner, Will Shear, as he turns it over. Shear trying to cut it to the net. Backhanded that puck wide. Shear, feet out in front, past Krillman and all the way down. No icing on the call as Krillman's going to have to go all the way down 200 feet and grab that puck. I guess about 150. As that puck chipped up all the way down, Hako got to keep his feet going and icing the call. So about 8 seconds here remaining or so, as I mentioned, a couple bulbs out here on this retro style scoreboard. As all we get is 0, 0, 8, 9, 7, 6. So we'll just have to stay tuned and listen for that buzzer as face-off one back. Here's Urquhart's shot. Fanned on though, as it was got a stick in there on the chance. Was Lovett. Puck worked over. Cleared up to the point. Worth held it in. Calieta and Lovett having some words on the far side. It's Bottomley stepping in over there now, and Sud's giving a couple words to Calieta as they skate off now. Thanks for tuning in here live on High Button Sports. I'm Logan Crothers. We'll be back here for second period of action after this 15-minute intermission. Welcome back here live on High Button Sports. I'm Logan Carruthers. Thanks for tuning into this U18 Nova Scotia matchup here as second period moments away. Great crowd on hand, great turnout here this evening for a great cause, a great family. The Max come into the period with a 1-0 lead. They come into the game on a 9-0-0 record. 66 goals for, only 15 against. As the Hunters come in with a 3-12 record. 40 goals for, 87 against. As off the draw, worked up, here's McKay on his backhand, trying to center out in front. Here's a chance out front, trying to clear it away. Good job there. Clouette doing it on both ends of the ice. Clouette, couple of great first period offensively and defensively, and he cleared that out of harm's way, but it goes all the way down for icing, and the faceoff's going to come back inside the Hunters zone. As Clouette will dig in here on his backhand, he'll face off against Liver. As Liver on his forehand. So he's going to try to win it back to the far side D-man, though, as he'll just tie up, puck in the feet. Here's a chance off the draw, tied up McKay. No call on the play there. He got a little hooked up as McKay picks it up. Gets pinched off as Liver now. Clouette will give pressure. He runs into Liver. Here's a chance, and O'Shaughnessy was looking one way, fed back the other way by Welsh. What a feed by River Welsh, and a tap-in goal there. And the Max with a 2-0 lead here now as Evan Liver finds the back of the net as O'Shaughnessy was looking over his shoulder to the left, passed out back to his right, and buried home. So a 2-0 lead here for the Max on an early goal into the second period. Welsh on the assist as Evan Liver will pick up the goal as it gets sent in. Beliveau will forecheck. Worked up for Mitchell. Mitchell worked around him. Here's Shear. Has Lovett going back door. Shear cuts to the net. Poked away O'Shaughnessy. Good stick there by O'Shaughnessy to take away the chance. Now here's Shear on the backside. Shear, blocker save by O'Shaughnessy. Picked up Murphy. Clearing it up off the glass and into the neutral zone. Suds backs off as it was into his feet. Now worked up here strong. Works it up ahead and poked back into the neutral zone. Worked back. Suds will have to go all the way back as Krillman worked it too far out of Suds' reach, and it goes all the way around. Krillman rimming it and back into the neutral zone. Here's Worth. Worth on the far side takes a tumble, and Shear picks it up off the turnover. Shear centers out in front. Can't connect as it's worked back to the point. Beliveau into the neutral zone. Krillman back for Suds. Calling for it. Here's Krillman up into the middle of the ice. Riley Krillman over the blue line, shot there as that goes into the armpit area and held on to there by Colby O'Shaughnessy. Coming into the game, the Martian Milko have 400 penalty minutes. Power play of about 11% and a PK at 62 as the Max come into this game with 196 penalty minutes and 21% on the power play and 91% on the PK. So those are some good stats and numbers for the Max so far here in this season. Still undefeated are the Max is a 9-0-0 record coming into the game, and we'll see if they can't keep that intact here on this Wednesday night. Ozuchuko on the forecheck, trying to get it back in deep, held at the line by Jaden Weston. Here's a chance, flipped up for Boudreau. Boudreau's going to try to get it through. Weston, good skating defenseman there, getting the call up. Weston taking a big hit in the corner by Boudreau as puck worked back. Hako shot there, sent wide. Far side, Murphy steps up. High stick down as Uzochuko touches up, and a high sticking call as it was knocked out of the air by Sullivan above his shoulders, and face off. It's going to go all the way back down as it was cleared out by Sullivan. As you see a shot there on the bench, Brad Marchand closest to us here as he looks on as his team trails by 2. two-time Stanley Cup champion in the building tonight. Lots of fans here in attendance to try to get a glimpse, maybe have a quick word with him as it's worked in. Bottomley shot blocker save up into the mesh. Good job there by O'Shaughnessy reading that off the stick, and it goes into the mesh, and face-off's going to stay inside. Looks like it's going to go to the glove hand side as the shot came off the stick of MJ Bottomley, as Odell will face in here against Calieta. Calieta wins it back onto his backhand. Hawko trying to work at D2D as Haverstock pressures. Murphy gets forced out by Haverstock. Good turnover there by Nash Haverstock as he got it back to Breen at the point. Off the wall, Bottomley. High slot shot, scores! MJ Bottomley works it over top of the circles, and nice snapshot there. Beats the blocker of O'Shaughnessy, and the Macs have a 3-goal lead here in the second period. Good turnover by Haverstock to get that puck worked up to the point as he found Bottomley working out of the corner, and Bottomley nets it home. I believe Breen will pick up the assist as he sent it back down the wall. So Joseph Breen going to pick up the assist, I believe, with number 10, Nash Haverstock. Will wait for the official call. Krillman back for Suds. Suds will pick up and work it through the neutral zone. Suds dumps it in, and he'll retreat back to the far side point. Here's Hum. Works it up the wall for Martin. Martin chipping it out into the neutral zone. McKay cuts back, pressured by Clouette. No offside as he brought it in by himself. McKay back for Suds. Suds for Krillman. Krillman far side, stretch pass. Here's McKay. Has Liver going backdoor. McKay shot there. Chest save, rebound loose in front. Picked up and worked into the neutral zone by Hum. Hum's going to get pressured here by Suds as that puck turned over just inside the line and worked back into the neutral zone. Welsh has Liver and McKay with him. Liver backdoor. Doesn't connect cleanly as the Hunters looking to get going back the other way. Some back and forth action here. 5 minutes into the second period. Martin dumps it in. Krillman will slow him up. Suds back for it. Martin will pressure. Reverse for Krillman. Krillman sends it back. Martin still in there on the forecheck. Suds works it up the wall. Chipped up by Strong and into the neutral zone. Lovett picks it up with speed over the blue line. Dishes it wide. Here's a chance back door. Good job by Worth getting down and taking away that pass. It's down low. Strong trying to backhand it out front. Cleared away by Mitchell. Maverick Mitchell getting his first look at the U18 league as Shear stands up Beliveau as it's sent back down. Strong centers. Here's a chance. Sent wide by Will Shear. So he'll pick it up on the far side. Into the feet of Maverick Mitchell. Up to the point. Blocked there. And picked up Beliveau through the neutral zone. Over the blue line. Drop pass for Mitchell. Trying to toe drag through the middle and poked off of his stick and worked back. Here's Shear. 1-on-2 has Strong coming late. As that poked off by Hawko. Hawko stepping up on Strong as Shear picks it up down low. Rimming it around to the far side. Love it at the point. Sending it back down towards the net. Beliveau. Mitchell sending it wide. Picked up on the far side. Worked in. Shot there by Baldwin. That's Jack Baldwin. As Shear works it here for Strong. Strong over the blue line. Drop pass. Picked up. Love it. Down low. Love it. Shot there off the pad. Trying to pass off pad. Trying to connect with Strong on the far side as it's chipped up by the Hunters. Into the neutral zone. Logan Treewin. D2D on the far side. Breen picked up an assist on the last goal for the Max as it's worked in. Fleming picks it up first. Pressured by Boudreau. I believe that's Peyton Boudreau in there for the Hunters. He's tangled up with Fleming. No bottom glove. Got to be careful here. As his glove's over in the far corner. He'll stay out there. Puck work back to the point. Treewin sends it towards the net. Tipped on. Big hit there by Boudreau. Another hit on the far side. It's the physicality I'm sure is going to keep up here in this game as Sullivan gets it off. The point pass there from Breen. Puck worked in. As the Max sustaining some zone time here on the forecheck. Fleming shot scores! What a shot off the half wall by Fleming. And Sam Fleming gives the Max a 4-0 lead here in the second period. Taking his time walking over top of the circles, ripping it up over the glove of O'Shaughnessy is Sam Fleming, and a 4-goal lead here for the Max now. Face-off's going to come back here to center ice. The Hunters having a quick chat and saying, hey, boys, let's get this thing going here. We got to get one and get ourselves back into it before it's too late. Calieta seemed to be the ringleader there as he got everything together as they work in. Shot there, sent wide. As right back to the attack are the Max. That was Odell on the chance. Nice move by Hum. He works it up into the neutral zone and turn rack over Bottomley trying to work it back. Picked up here. Odell. Puck off the blocker. Took a weird rebound and back up. Calieta sidesteps a hit from Haverstock and worked back as Urquhart on the forecheck. Dumped in there by Breen. Hum stops up. Haverstock finishes his check. Puck worked back. Calieta. Here's a chance with Urquhart. 2-on-1. Breen's going to have to try to get back. Calieta back door trying to connect with Urquhart, and it's rimmed back out into the neutral zone. Hawko, D-to-D, up the wall. Can't connect with Calieta. No icing on the play there. So it will be an icing. I thought it was waved off. Not a big effort by Breen to get to that puck that dribbled past him on the far wall, and it went down. So a faceoff's going to go back in the Hunter zone. No change, I believe, as one of the guys was trying to peel off. He got pulled back on by the official, so the faceoff going to remain all the way in the Hunter zone. McKay, far wall, into his feet, spinning, looking for it. Kicked up, Urquhart centering. Picked up, Hawko just inside. Chip play, trying to find Morris as Creelman picks it up and works it back. Suds saucing the pass all the way down. Touched up, though, on the far side. That's Carter Pino. He'll take a bump. Hard hit there, finishing his check on the forecheck. Evan Liver, he's got a goal in the game. That puck shot there, McKay, pad save by O'Shaughnessy. Creelman stepping up, sending it back in deep. Pino off the boards, back to the point though, and Welsh gets it now. Chipped off of his stick, back to the half wall, and chipped off the glove, and it's going to stay inside. And now the Hunters will get the change. So the face-off going to go back in the Hunter zone. Here's the Max. Starting to pick up some offensive zone time here for long periods of time. Tony McCarthy, Tim Boyce, the head coaches. Or I guess the head coach, Tim Boyce, assistant coach, Tony McCarthy. Trainer, Mitch Square. They were all there during the 2017-18 year. Went to the TELUS Cup with the red, yellow, and white. He's had a great time in Thunder Bay as well through that year. Heads up, McKay takes a hit. Stepping up there at the point over the line was Luke Murphy. Murphy getting the call up here tonight for the Hunters. I believe he plays for the Bucks in the U16 league. As I believe they are over in PEI this weekend, so maybe we'll see him over on the island. As that's worked back up the wall, cleared to center. Ludi, far side, he'll dump it in. Offside momentarily, and they'll get on the forecheck now. Martin will pressure Creelman, works it up the wall. Clouette trying to keep it in. Hum, good job there to hold the line as it's worked back. Hum still trying to keep it in. Clouette mixing up with Shears. He'll have to get back. Strong through the neutral zone, picking up some speed. Strong shot there, glove save. O'Shaughnessy calmly holds onto that puck, and Will Shear and Clouette still going at it a little bit here in front of the net. Aaron Brown in there to have a quick conversation with those two, saying, you good, you done? As Clouette will head off to the bench. Shear will stay for the offensive zone draw as Strong and Shear out there with Ian Lovett up front. Bootlier on the back end with call-up Jaden Weston. Quite a few different Marchand jerseys here tonight, coming out to show the support for the McCallum family. Hearing the news that Brad was going to be here tonight, a lot of people showed up. Here's a chance for the Hunters, looking back door. Mitchell trying to get his first goal of the season. As Mitchell is set up back door and stepped up there. Baldwin trying to get it back down. Baldwin stands up. Cooper as it's worked back to the point. Boudreau got to be careful as he walked it across. Now here's a chance. Shear jumps over the puck, picks up on the attack. Shot there is sent wide. Mitchell goes back. Trewin centers off the backhand of Shear, and Hako trying to clear it. Here's Lovett on a short chance. Back door. Knocked away by Boudreau. Picked up on the far side. Here's Baldwin. Mitchell picks it up now. Has Baldwin driving the net. He drops it for Baldwin. Shot there. Pad save. Rebound. Beliveau couldn't get the shot away. The Hunters looking to get back within 3 as they trail by 4. Uzochukwu down the wall. Fleming just missed the hit of Hum as he works it down low. Fleming back for Bryn. Shot there. Rebound into the corner. Fleming working it down the wall. Fleming has the goal for the Max. The 4th goal on a great shot off the half wall. Is centering pass, pad save. Uzochukwu alone in front, getting his stick on that. Trewin walks across. Boudreau as Murphy clears it out of harm's way. Interference will be the call, it looks like, on Logan Trewin. And an interference call. So Trewin and a TV timeout here and a Thompson penalty kill here after the short break.
My McDonald's Rewards gets you breakfast before work, free fries at lunch, for the friend who said they didn't want any, and whatever a meal is at this hour. Join My McDonald's Rewards to get free McDs.
Remove dirt, grease, and debris with a high-pressure, environmentally friendly wash from The Big Wash. With over 20 years' experience, The Big Wash can tackle any job, from heavy industrial equipment and truck fleets to residential buildings and parking lots. Plus, they do boats, patios, and graffiti removal. Locally owned and operated, fully insured, and working year-round 24/7. The Big Wash, 70 Crane Lake Drive, Bears Lake. Online at thebigwash.ca.
Welcome back here for a Thompson's moving penalty kill here for the McDonald's as it's worked off the wall. Back to Hako at the point. Hako, far side into the feet. Baldwin up high off the glass as Odell pressures, as Ludi in there. They're former teammates with the Gulls as it's worked around and behind by Baldwin. Mitchell will get in there to help out. He picks it up now. Mitchell, Maverick Mitchell, in one of his first games in this U18 AAA League. Shot there. Clouette playing the point here on this power play as Ludi down low. Picks it up on the far side. Will Ludi cutting back. Pressured by Krillman. He'll work it around past Baldwin. Clouette's going to step in. Back down for Baldwin. Suds pressuring. Krillman now works it high off the glass. Clouette steps up. Works it back for Baldwin. Baldwin back for Clouette. He'll work it down the wall. Justin Clouette centering pass through everyone and back to the point. Hako shot there looking for a tip in front. Clear back off the hand of Hako and into the neutral zone. Hako cutting back. Nice move there. He'll cut up the wall. Suds will head off. Here's a chance back the other way. Ludi trying to get a shot through. Fans on it. Probably trying to just get it towards the net looking for a rebound. And maybe a potential pass off pad as Clouette picks it up. In his own zone, he'll go up the far side wall. Ludi picks it up over the blue line. Will Ludi trying to get it across. Intercepted by Boutlier. Cleared up the wall. Picked off. Martin looking back door. Intercepted by Krillman as parked alone. Back door all by himself, Andrew Urquhart, but Krillman knocked it down and sent it down. 200. Killing off some time here. 20 seconds remaining in the power play for the Hunters. As this penalty kill brought to you by Thompson's Moving. For all your moving now needs, here's a turnover down low. Boudreau working it down and behind the net for Urquhart. Back to 5-on-5 as Trewin out of the box. Goes to the bench for Liver, steps on for him. Boudreau down low. Worth going to retreat back. Here's a chance. Martin shot blocked on the way to the net by Weston. Weston trying to work it up the wall, takes a hit. Urquhart down low out of the corner. Urquhart trying to work it out front. puck one. Here's a chance. Boudreau shot redeflected. 2 sticks out of the hands as now Campbell picks up his stick. Cale Campbell, that start here for the Max, is he's had a couple good saves as Welsh. He's got 1 in the game, and I think just an assist in the game as Welsh works it over. Trewin, he's got 1 point as well. As here's a chance out in front. Welsh, blocker save. O'Shaughnessy, rebound, still loose in front. Cleared into the corner. Worth trying to get it around. Cleared up to the half wall. Martin chipping it into the neutral zone. Breen will have to go back. Breen has an assist in the game as well. Picked off. Here's a chance back the other way. Work down. Shot there. Boudreau with a great opportunity off the glove and out of play. Peyton Boudreau with a great chance. Trying to break open the scoring here for the Hunters. Face off, going to go in the offensive zone here. 6:43 remaining here in the second period. 4-0 lead for the Max on an offensive zone draw here, though, for the Hunters. McKnight wins it back. Shot there, blocked. Worked back in the neutral zone. Here's a 3-on-2. Uzochukwu. Backdoor, tipped wide by Trewin. Trewin hopping up in the zone once again. Almost like a fourth forward. As Trewin out there now on the forecheck. Fleming picks it up in the high area. Fleming covering him from the point. Covering for Trewin is Boudreau finishing his check on the far side. And here's a Fleming going to mix it up on the far side with Boudreau. His cage is popped off. He'll continue to play, though. Cage unbuckled in behind. Fleming takes a bump. Boudreau battling in there. It's him and Fleming. Still battle. Fleming going to keep battling. He gets the puck in the corner. Cage off. And a delayed penalty coming here. An unfortunate call. Boudreau's going to head to the box. So I don't know if he didn't hear him or just chose to ignore him, but a equipment malfunction. Told to get off the ice, continue to play. On a weird call, but a power play here. This Fatso McDonald's power play is brought to you here in the second period of action. 5:40-ish left, and that's sent right down off the draw by Urquhart. As Urquhart and Hum and Hocko go over the D zone here. Worked up the wall. Suds sends it in. Shear's going to pressure. Leaves it there. Back for Krillman. Down the wall. Love it. He'll hold on to it. He'll wait. Take it in behind the net now. Love it. Back to the point. Got to be careful. Almost handcuffed Suds. Krillman looking backdoor. Good stick there by Urquhart. And a nice play defensively there by Urquhart. And he'll clear it down. About 195 feet. Kill off some time here. 1:20 remaining on the power play. Krellman through the neutral zone. Dishes it off wide under the stick of Shear, and that's sent all the way back down. Clouette's going to pressure as Campbell holds on. Clouette on the pressure there. Good job by Cale Campbell. Hold on, go for a whistle, and let their team regroup. The Max will send out their second power play unit. Breen out there with Trewin, Sullivan, Haverstock, and Bottomley. Second power play unit here for the Max. Face-off in their D zone, though, as Clouette digs in here. Guess on the offensive zone draw, but here they're shorthanded. Picked up Bottomley through the neutral zone. MJ Bottomley, he's got a goal in the game. Stands up Clouette. They've had a good battle so far. Here, both big physical players. This U18 Hockey League. Here's a chance shot there. Blocked. Worth trying to get it out of harm's way as Clouette clears off the glass. Trewin holds at the point. D off the heel of the stick and back in the neutral zone. Breen picks it up. D. Trewin. Logan Trewin over. Drop pass there and a nice hinge play. Breen right through the middle. Works it wide. Cuts back up the wall and works it back here for Trewin. Number 11, Logan Trewin. Here's a chance backdoor. Great feed there. Bottomley couldn't get all of what he wanted, and that's cleared up. Must have hit something, and I thought it was up and out of play, but no, says the official. Puck sent down. Logan Treewin retrieves. Treewin wearing 11. That's the same number I wore here as well with my boss, Matthew Dudelay, sitting here a few seats behind me this evening. Everyone out for the cause here tonight. As McKay gets it played past him. That'll do it for the power play. Good kill by the Hunters. Shot there. Worked back. Morris chipping it out. Martin's going to pressure. Weston's going to go back, get to it first. Martin getting in on the forecheck. Calieta in there as well as Bootler's going to help out his D partner. Delayed call coming here from the back official. Touched up. And a too many men call here. As they still have 6 men on the ice. So too many men here for the Hunters. And another power play brought to you by Fatso. This is a Fatso Halifax McDonald power play. As a face-off will go to the blocker side of O'Shaughnessy. Morris will serve for the Hunters. As mentioned before, the power play for the McDonald's running at 21% on the year. The PK for the Hunters about 62. They're trying to get a wave going here in the crowd. Probably the first and maybe only wave ever done here as the fans here trying to get the wave going as it's starting to pick up around to the other side. It's slowly starting to pick up some steam here. They got to keep with it though. As it's working its way around through the crowd, starting to pick up steam on the other side. We'll see if they can't get it going as working it around. Once again, puck out of play, net knocked off its bearings as it's sent around, and the wave continuing it on here, getting around to the far corner now. It's almost made it all the way around. It's made it to the far side corner. As they try here once again. So it makes it around to that far corner. We'll see if they keep it going. So it's starting to pick up a little steam. We'll keep going as it's starting to make its way around here. Suds at the point. It's the young fans here next to us trying to get the wave going in the form. Here's Bottomley out of the corner. Bottomley and cleared away. Good job there defensively by Sebastian Hum. Suds works it back. Odell on the half wall. Down. Haverstock. Krillman shot. Blocker save. Quick shot there by Riley Krillman as Hum picks it up. Odell will pressure him. Cut back there. Sebastian Hum. Under a minute remaining here on the power play for the McDonald's. That power play brought to you by Fatso. Is pinned against the wall. Sebastian Hum takes a stick up between the legs from Odell. Puck still battle. Couple cross checks. Another cross check. Puck pinned there. Great job, Sebastian Hum killing off some time. Work past Bottomley. Beliveau going to try to pressure. Work back into the zone. Baldwin's going to pick it up. D and cleared. Up. Touched up. Beliveau gets a stick on it. Hawko sent it down. As that goes right down in onto Campbell. And a cheer starting to pick up here now. As the fans trying to pull the Hunters into this game. They trail by 4, looking to break the scoring open. And the fans trying to pull the Hunters into this game. An away game for the Hunters and a great crowd on hand here for this away game. As mentioned earlier, a great cause for them. The fans starting to get into it here a little more. Shot there sent wide off the draw. Hawko's going to step up, take a bump from Muzo. Chuko shot on. Off the blocker. Campbell lost it for a second. As it got deflected, I think, on the way through as Treewin works it up through the neutral zone. Sullivan over the blue line. He'll cut back. That'll do it for the power play here. Back to even strength. Treewin working it off. Nice stick there by Urquhart to get back in the play defensively. That was Andrew Urquhart. Brother Cameron Urquhart also playing with a team. As they'll pressure now. Urquhart want to pressure Breen. That'll go all the way. Icing call. No change for the Hunters. And a faceoff's going to come all the way back As you see a shot, there's the fans trying to get the wave going throughout the crowd as well, giving the Hunters a let's go Hunters as they try to get going here in the second period. Just over a minute remaining in the second period. As I mentioned, great crowd on hand here as we're back to action. Strong down low, sticking with it on the far side. Shear cutting back down low. Worth picks it off, so back to 5-on-5. Chipping it up the wall. Hawko centers. Shear trying to step into him. Morris picks it up over the line. Morris under a minute now. Here's a backdoor chance knocked away. Good stick by the call-up Weston as Strong's going to sneak in behind. Strong gets caught though. Here's a chance. Backhand. Pad save. Colby O'Shaughnessy as Lovett picked it up, and O'Shaughnessy was down and out of it, kicking the pad out to keep this game in close quarters as they trail by 4. Still a third period to play here, but 33 seconds remaining in the second period. That is a timely save to keep his team within striking distance, trying to get back into the game. As the face-off's going to go to his glove hand side here. About 33 seconds remaining in the second period. Puck sent around by Murphy, far side. Looking over some options. Hum's going to chip it up in the air. Bootlier stops it, picked up. Here's Martin. Cuts back, takes a bump, stepping up Murphy as Martin sends it down. Ludi, cycle, Clouette, here's a chance shot there, pad save. Campbell, there's a good chance there from Martin. Strong gets stepped up on by Murphy as Hum now. Nice move around one. Here's a chance with a few seconds left as Shear lets one go as the buzzer rings. And that'll do it for the second period of action. So after 2 periods of play, the Max lead 4-0. We'll be back here for third period of action live on High Button Sports after this short intermission. Welcome back, folks, here live on High Button Sports. I'm Logan Crothers. Thanks for tuning in. As we are inside the Halifax Forum here as we get underway. Third period of action between the Max and the Hunters as Ludi chips it up ahead. Here's Clouette down the wall, trying to cut towards the net as he drops his shoulder. Clouette on the half wall, trying to get it back down low. Pressure by Trewin and sent out. Welsh, he'll give chase. That's River Welsh. Nice reverse pass. And behind his back, though, doesn't connect. Good defensive play on the far side by Will Ludi. Zitz work back, past Trewin and out into the neutral zone. Breen will collect it. Breen up the wall, into the feet there and back the other way. Here's Ludi. Fans on the puck, works it up. Breen intercepts and works it back. Picked off the blue line, chipped up ahead. Here's Martin. Ludi's going to drive. Martin on his backhand. Shot there, sent wide. Welsh, far side. Zitz worked up into the neutral zone. River Welsh over the blue line. Cuts to the middle. Here's Suds. Suds opened the scoring in the first period on a beautiful toe drag move to the middle of the ice, and he buried it home. Past O'Shaughnessy. He opened the scoring. Since then, 3 more goals from the Max were added on, including one from Evan Liver, one from MJ Bottomley, and adding on the 4th was Sam Fleming as Lovett picks it up, chips it to himself over on the far side. Krillman tied up in the middle there. I believe it was Baldwin as Krillman steps up, picked up here by Strong in the neutral zone and worked in on the offensive zone. Strong knocked off the puck, tripping call, none there as Baldwin was taken down. Puck picked up, Maverick through the middle. Good job there as he dished it to Worth. Puck chipped in, now cleared out and back down as Mitchell will peel off for a change. Baldwin in on the forecheck side, centers, back to the point. Shot there, into the body of Krillman. Still loose in front, shot. Glove save there as it's worked over into the corner. Worked up the wall here, Shear. Big save there for Campbell as Krillman shot there off the skate. Picked up the wall and in over the line is Urquhart off the backhand, and Weston cutting back a couple times. He's pressured there by Urquhart and picked up, worked over, chipping it up into the neutral zone off the glove. Uzo Chuko, hand pass as Fleming touches up. So a hand pass there is trying to hold the line. Over on the far side was number 26, Carter Pino. It went off of his hand. He wasn't the first man to touch it for his squad, so a hand pass here. Face off over on the far side, just outside of the Hunters zone. Fleming head on the draw. Heads up, that goes up into the penalty box on the far side, and that was gloved out of play by the hand of the defenseman over on the far side. Can't see the number. I believe it's number 9. That's Breen. So Joseph Breen trying to glove it back into the zone and ended up going into the penalty boxes on the far side. Sullivan on the draw. Fleming picks it up. He'll work it into the neutral zone now, trying to pick up some speed. Here's Sam Fleming. High flip into the zone. Pino goes back. D-to-D. Hard rim. Uzo Chuko on the forecheck. Dumping it back in. He'll pressure back here. Pino up the wall. Bootlier gets a poke past him. Here's a chance. 2-on-1. McKnight. Shot there into the chest. Rebound. It's going into the net. There was Breen. A big hit there by Urquhart. As Fleming taking a shot there. He's grabbing his back. Uzo Chuko getting in there. Fleming really slow to get up. He's wincing. Uzo Chuko going to have a couple words here with Boudreau. So Nate Boudreau and Uzo Chuko having a couple words. Heading his way off slowly, 5-on-5. Uzo Chuko and Boudreau still having words. Fleming grabbing his side. He'll head off. Roughing for Boudreau. So both for roughing. So I think maybe 4-on-4. So Uzo Chuko and Boudreau's conversation, I'm sure, will continue over between the penalty box on the far side of the ice. No glass in between those, so words will be clear as day. Not too far, and a familiar customer to that side of the ice, especially over there in the penalty box with the goaltender. Won't get into that too much, but a 5-on-5 here will continue as Breen picks it up. So Fleming headed off wincing, took a cross check. Here's a chance, poked off of the stick. Calieta back to Morris, out into the neutral zone. Boudreau, gotta be careful, he steps up. Work past him as Odell, Haverstock and Boudreau. Boudreau skates Haverstock stick all the way back into the zone. So Haverstock looking for his stick into his feet, couldn't find it. He was pushing it back by himself. So no hurt feelings between those two. Haverstock mixing up with Boudreau. Boudreau just kind of skated ahead or behind his stick all the way down into the zone, chipped back into the neutral zone. Haverstock and him were tied up, sticking it up into the feet. He just kind of skated ahead like he was skating that way, and the stick couldn't stop getting out of his feet. It looks like a tripping call here as the feet go up into the air of Carter Odell. And Boudreau's going to head to the box here, so a power play for the Max. This power play brought to you by Fatso. So a Max power play here with 16-19 remaining. In the third period, 4-0 lead here for the Max. It's an offensive zone draw. Liver works it back for Breen. Breen takes a bump by Clouette. Puck work back Liver to the point. Trewin, far side for Breen. He'll walk to the middle, work it over, down the wall. Here's a backdoor chance. Welsh scores. River Welsh picks up his second point of the night on a nice backdoor feed from Logan Trewin. And a 5-0 lead here for the McDonald's. As the Halifax Max now up 5 here on this Wednesday night matchup against the crosstown rivals. Just a bridge separating these two. As these guys from Cole Harbour play at the Cole Harbour Place. Former home of Sid the Kid and Nathan McKinnon. Couple Four Nations teammates for Brad Marchand. Would have been pretty cool. All the 3 Nova Scotian players playing out there for Canada, as might be the last time this year at the Olympics we'll get to see that opportunity as it's tipped up into the mesh as Worth got a shot through. Beliveau trying to get a stick on to it. He did, but tipped up and out of play. A faceoff's going to stay inside, though, as all faceoffs, pucks out of play in the offensive zone, I believe, now stay inside. Mitchell, he'll dig in. Maverick Mitchell, as I mentioned a few times, just coming into the league here as that puck worked back into the feet of Krillman, rimmed around, stepping up. Sebastian Hum picks it off on the far side. Shot there, looking for a stick. Back door. As Worth dumps it back in low. Here's a chance, high shot there. Beliveau flipped up on his blade and sent it up over the net. Hunter's looking to get something on the board here as it's chipped back. Will that have enough for icing? Worth's going to skate, and that'll go all the way down. No icing on the call, as they let them play on as a turnover. Strong sent it down low. Centering pass, shot there, sent wide. Shear off the back of the net, and the net off its bearings. So the face-off's going to stay inside. Worth having a couple words with Shear as he'll get taken off. O'Shaughnessy still in the pipes here. 5-0 lead for the Max as Face off in the offensive zone as Liver ties up feet. Shot there, held on to. As getting out of there was Strong. As the puck was in the feet of Liver, couldn't find it. And get a shot there. Chance for the Max quickly. Now with 14:41 remaining here in the third period. Fleming is going to dig out on the offensive zone draw. Blocker side of O'Shaughnessy. One back. Chipped out. Here's a 2-on-1. Ludi, he'll drive down. Look for a shot there high off the body of Weston and out of play. As of a couple words now over on the far side. Fleming and Ludi looked like they had a couple words potentially. As Ludi will dig in here on the offensive zone draw. On his backhand, he'll face off against Fleming. Puck work back. Ludi trying to cut away from the man down low. Him and Fleming were tied up off the draw as they still battle down there. Ludi finishing his check. Puck worked up. Ozachuko back the other way. Here's a chance. Chike Ozachuko shot there off the blocker and wide. It's back, chipped up, getting a stick on it. Here's a chance. Justin Clouet trying to work it through the feet. Picked up, worked down low by Hako. Clouet off of his stick, rimmed around to the far side. Picked up and worked through the neutral zone. Now here's Sam Fleming. Over the red line, over the blue line. He works it in. Shot there, and what a shot there by Sam Fleming as he goes under the bar to make it 6-0 here for the Max on a snipe by number 12, Sam Fleming. What a shot there by Sam Fleming as he lights the lamp once again. Got chatting with the fans sitting behind me during the intermission, and they mentioned they came all the way from Pictou County this evening to come watch the game and potentially have a chance to run into number 63 as Haverstock dumps it in, goes try to finish his check on Pino as he gets stood up. Shot there into the chest of O'Shaughnessy and held on. Odell's going to stop up. Haverstock's going to drive towards the net. He'll curl away. So I'm sure some frustration's going to pick up here. It's Haverstock and Boudreau going to have some words. As Odell in there as well. Boudreau's going to head off. Seen a former teammate of mine, TJ Norris, exiting now on a 6-goal lead here. He heads out of the building. Good to see him in attendance here. Couple old coaches of mine as well. Bottomley centers, doesn't connect. Treewin trying to work it out. Sent back in though. Good job there holding it at the line was Treewin. Puck chipped up, kicked back in, handed up ahead, but turned over. Odell works it up. Odell takes a bump from Morris, worked in. Here's McKay. Shot there into the chest of O'Shaughnessy. He holds on for a whistle. 6-0 here for the Max as they'll get an offensive zone draw here once again to the blocker side of O'Shaughnessy. Seemed to be where the majority of the faceoffs have been this evening, just down to the left of us here at center ice. I'd like to thank you folks for tuning in and everyone here live from High Button Sports. Thank you for coming out, showing your support for this great cause, great family. As that puck on the far side, pinned against the wall and chipped out, as I was saying, to the point. As that puck chipped now into the neutral zone, worked up, Baldwin ahead. Here's a chance, he gets hooked up, he'll draw a call. Baldwin gets to it first. He'll cut it back in the corner and touched up there by the Max, and a delayed call. Krillman's going to go 2 for hooking. And a power play here for the Hunters. Power play coming into the game, running at about 11%. The PK for the Max, about 91. This is a Thompson moving penalty kill. Ludi on the offensive zone draw on his backhand. Hocko at the point. See if he can win it back and set something up. Krillman, though, on the draw, rims it around. Off the stick, though, doesn't make it as far as he had hoped. Breen, big hit there by Ludi. Worked up, though, into the neutral zone by Shear. Dumped in. Will Shear, he'll hold up back at the blue line. He'll send it back in. Puck picked up. Hocko in behind his own net. Gonna take his time and look over some options. Turned over. Down low, Strong. Short-handed, centers. Krillman at the point. Shot there. Blocker save high up in the air. Ludi grabs it, collects it, puts it down. Pressured in the corner. Trying to work it out. He gets a little bit of help. Clouette. He'll send it back down low. Urquhart cycles it back. Pressured, though, by Strong. Picked up. Worked in through the middle of the ice and now into the neutral zone. Here's Baldwin with some speed. Baldwin has some speed. He'll break down. Backhand shot. Rebound. Clouette couldn't get to it and chipped out. Here's a chance. Chike Uzo Chuko in alone. He's in on his forehand. Chuko shot there as big save by O'Shaughnessy on Uzo Chuko. Picked up, worked back. Here's Urquhart. That's worked in. Good job there to keep control. Andrew Urquhart, he works it down low, trying to set something up as he has Clouette and Baldwin out there. Baldwin will head off for a change. Worth will step on. Puck back for Worth. At the point, D to D. 30 seconds remaining. Here's a chance through the crease. His wide open back door. Clouette fed a man. Couldn't connect. Was Andrew Urquhart as he had a shot through. Didn't connect now. Here's a chance. Clouette on the far side. Bounces under his stick. Calieta, far corner. Pressured. Worked up. Clouette from his knees down. Calieta trying to shot there from in behind. He'll drive the net. Love it there. He'll push him away and held on to by Campbell. Great chance, though, back door for Urquhart. He looks to the sky as he heads to the bench. He knew he had a good opportunity, but couldn't bury it home. Face off. Gonna go back into the D zone here for the Max. 3 seconds remaining on the power play. On just over 10 and a half remaining in the period. Puck one back, Fleming. Puck cleared just outside. Suds will step over it. Suds taking the penalty for hooking. Picked up, here's Boudreau. Takes a bump from Sullivan as he worked it over the blue line. Battled on the wall, picked up. Far side, or close side here, sorry. Trewin in behind. Up the far wall, collecting, centering. Here's Sullivan through the neutral zone. Sullivan over the line. On his backhand, couple nice moves to his backhand and got a shot away. O'Shaughnessy held on to and a couple extra shots there. So that'll be held on to by O'Shaughnessy as Sullivan had a couple extra shots and a couple nice moves to his backhand. He got the shot away, but not enough on it to beat Colby O'Shaughnessy. Be curious to see the shot total here tonight. The face-off going to go in the glove hand side now. Haven't seen too many over there as Urquhart picks it off. That was Cameron Urquhart. His brother Andrew had just missed a wide open net on the power play as picked up. Here's Breen behind his net. Reverse play for Fleming as finds a Trewin. He kicks it up for Fleming, chipping it into his own bench, and face-off's going to stay inside the Max zone and a TV timeout here. So after this short break, we'll be back for the last 10 minutes of action here live on High Button Sports.
My McDonald's Rewards gets you breakfast before work, free fries at lunch, or the friend who said they didn't want any, and whatever a meal is at this hour. Join My McDonald's Rewards to get free McDs.
Remove dirt, grease, and debris with a high-pressure, environmentally friendly wash from The Big Wash. With over 20 years experience, the Big Wash can tackle any job, from heavy industrial equipment and truck fleets to residential buildings and parking lots. Plus, they do boats, patios, and graffiti removal. Locally owned and operated, fully insured, and working year-round 24/7. The Big Wash, 70 Crane Lake Drive, Bears Lake. Online at thebigwash.ca.
For the last 10 minutes of action or so here, live from the Halifax Forum, I'm Logan Carruthers, live on High Button Sports. Thanks for tuning in here this evening. Bottomley sends it in, worked up through the feet and back in the neutral zone. Suds, he's got the opener in the game, and 5 more to follow after for the Max as they lead. Be just nice for the Hunters just to get one here. We all know why we're gathered here this evening. Just be nice to just get one. Doesn't have to be a comeback, just one. Haverstock having a couple words with Boudreau. Ludi bumping into Haverstock. They'll still mix it up. Ludi right in his ear. Gonna give it to him. Nash, Haverstock, and Ludi, former teammates. I'm sure they'll still have a conversation. They still look like they're jawing. Odell in the face-off with Clouet. They'll face off here just outside the Hunters zone on the far side. Odell poked up. Bottomley trying to cut to the middle and picked off here. Odell works it back. Suds in his own zone. D. Krellman off the wall trying to connect with Haverstock all the way down. Boudreau. And Haverstock sidesteps. Wraparound attempt, loose in front, held on to there. Bottomley driving the net. Haverstock and Ludi still having a couple words. So no love gained here in this game between these two teams. Seem to be jawing at each other after every whistle here now. I know the frustration. Important night here for the Hunters. Trying to get one here on this undefeated Max team. That's the goal here in this last 8 minutes, I'd say, for these guys is just one. One for Sela and the McCullum family. Say, 10 the game here tonight. Clouet finishing his check. Maybe the butt end of a stick ended up in the crowd below us here, as that'll be picked up Hawko. Clouet drives it in deep. You hear the bench yelling, drive it in, drive it in. Sounds like Marchand encouraging his team. Ludi pucked off his stick by Krellman. Down low, trying to work it out. Krellman finishing his check. Stepping up, shot there, sent off. Ludi, half wall, centers, picked up. Suds in behind his net. Reverse play. Krellman picking it up the wall and up into the neutral zone. Welsh, he's got 2 in the game, I believe. He's got 2 points. 1 goal, 1 assist. Far side, sent back. Martin works it back. D. Here's Pinot. Pinot up the wall. Off the skate of Ludi into the neutral zone. Clouet overskates it. Now he'll dump it in off the end wall. Ludi will head off with Clouet. Puck worked. Here's Boutlier. Far side. Boutlier works it up for Strong. Strong getting it off his stick, but too far out of his reach. Just avoiding a hit there from Hum is picked up. Here is Lovett. Ian Lovett, wraparound attempt. Can't find its way through. Hum off the skate, though, down low. Trying to work it back. Puck battle in the corner now. Lovett. That's Ian Lovett. Takes a bump from Sebastian Hum as Hum pins him up on the boards. They'll release now. Work back. Shear cycles it down the wall. Doesn't connect, and that's worked up into the neutral zone. Here's Urquhart. Move around one. Urquhart going to drive around Shear, but a good stick there by Will Shear. Worked over for Boutlier. Far side. Hum will step up. Big hit on the far side. Hum as Will Shear ran him over as he toe dragged that puck to the middle. And Will Shear just ran over Sebastian Hum. He's slow to get up. And Shear's going to head to the box. Head contact. We'll see the official call. So a penalty, a Thompson's penalty kill coming up here for the Max at home. We'll see a 4-minute head contact power play here for the Hunters on a massive hit on the far side as Hump worked it to the middle of the ice and let a shot go as he did. He got ran over, puck into the feet, Ludi. Back to the point, Hako down the wall. Around Mitchell. Can't get to it. Puck chipped back all the way down. Pressured there, Sullivan. That play reversed. Here's Ludi working it up the wall. Cross ice pass. Picked up. Worked back. Baldwin gets taken off the puck. Here's a chance. Sullivan over the line. Sullivan's shot knocked off of his stick on the shot attempt. There by Hako as Hako picks it up far side. He's going to cut to the middle of the ice now. Hako's going to move his feet through the neutral zone. Held up there. Hako tried to toe drag it around Treewin. Got to be careful. Puck worked up. Back in. Treewin back in. He'll go one-handed pass. D-to-D. Breen trying to clear it through. It goes through the feet of Clouette. Got to be careful. Sullivan in there behind him. Good job getting a good separation there was Clouette. Picked up, worked through the neutral zone, over the blue line. Here's Justin Clouette. Far side, Uzo Chuko will pick it up off the bench. Into the neutral zone, Creelman now picking it up. Offside at the line, couldn't get his foot back in time. Carter Odell will send them offside. As he tried to hold up, but his foot couldn't get back over on time. He was just on one foot, but that was the foot on the inside of the blue line. Odell will face off here. Trying to win it back, but it's picked up. Boudreau works it up. The wall, Krillman will whack it off of his stick and send it all the way back down. Martin on the far side, working it up. Urquhart behind him, though. Here's Krillman over the line. Krillman's shot there. Sticked away, up and out of play. Off the stick of O'Shaughnessy, and a faceoff's going to stay inside. Face-off going to go to the glove hand side this time. Puck one, worked back in behind, so a 4-minute power play here. Only 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining on that as Uzo Chuko pressures the puck. Reversed by Boudreau in behind. Here's Martin through the neutral zone now. Martin picks up some steam. He works it in, gets to the red line. Odell going over. Martin's going to bring him down with him. They'll tangle up on the far side. He'll pin him down on the far side, and Odell and Martin. There's Martin on top of him. Delayed call here coming. Martin's going to sit. So a 4-on-4 here. 4-minute power play for head contact as it's worked back into the neutral zone. Weston up for Haverstock. Haverstock trying to cut over the line and going to send his man offside. One too many moves there. Bonnelly couldn't hold up as Haverstock was bobbing and weaving his way over the offensive zone line. And a face-off here just going to be below us. Haverstock pushed it up ahead. Calieta's going to go back for it. He'll rim it around. McKnight on the far side. He works it back for Hako. Pressured there by Haverstock. He'll take a bump, work back to the point. Down low. Bottomley, nice move off the half wall. Shot there, blocked by Hako. Nice move through the feet there. And a good chance from MJ Bottomley. Bottomley has a goal in the game. He got the third goal as they lead 6-0. Face off, blocker side here. Liver trying to work it towards the net. Turned over, worked back, poked back by Welsh. Nice drop hinge play there. Krillman heads up. Bootlier ran into the big forward Maverick Mitchell as Beliveau is going to get on the forecheck. Welsh works it wide, heads up, big hit, stepping up on the far side. Sebastian Hum looking for some revenge after he took a big hit last shift. Good to see him back out there. It was a high hit. Puck battled for here. Hum. Nice move. Here's a chance. He takes a tumble over the line, leaves it for Beliveau. Shot there, sent on, deflected. Can't find its way. Hum stands up a man. That was Bootlier trying to line up Hum. He stood him up. Here's a chance. Sebastian Hum back. Oh, he overskated that puck. As some 4-on-4 action here continues. Clouette over the blue line. Heads up. He sidesteps the check. Breen was trying to step up on him. Justin Clouette down low. Cycles. Trying to connect on the far side. Breen couldn't pick it up as he'll collect it now over through the middle of the ice. He cuts now. Here's a chance. Breen shot into the chest. Held on to for a save. And a whistle is going to go to his glove side. Face-offs to the glove side of O'Shaughnessy. Quick conversation here between the Max. 4-on-4 continues for 4 seconds. Then a 2-minute and 7-second power play for the Max with about 2:40 remaining here in the third and final period. Ludi down, trying to cycle it down low. He's got to get back. They're shorthanded. McKay trying to get it ahead for Shear. Dumped off. Boudreau worked it back into the neutral zone. Love it. Picking it up, dumping it in. Off the end boards. Got to be careful. Lovett driving the net. Takes a bump there. Ian Lovett still down. Takes a couple extra pushes as he tries to make his way up. Hunters not pleased as the Max up 6-0. Still driving the net. Stopping there, waiting for something to go down. Defensive zone draw here. Ludi will dig in. He'll face off against Lovett. Oh, no. We'll wait to see. No centerman out there. 4-on-4 action will continue, so Ludi will head off. 4-on-4 action. They had 5 out there, so Urquhart will dig in. He gets thrown out. So Nate Boudreau will dig in here on the draw against Lovett. Puck cleared up to the point, kicked ahead. Good hold there by Logan Trewin. Nice little shimmy shake move there as it's poked off. Boudreau. Here's Worth now through the middle of the ice. Worth, got to be careful. He works it back. Cleared, picked up Breen with speed. Over the blue line. Dishes it off here. Lovett. Ian Lovett walks over top. Shot there. Barring in. Ian Lovett with a snipe from the high slot, and he gives the Max a 7-0 lead here. Minute 45 remaining in the third period. A distance shot snapped home there on a great shot from a little bit over top of the scoring. That one was number 3, Ian Lovett. So Lovett with a nice snapshot goal, and the Max lead by 7 here. Sullivan off the draw trying to work it in. Here's Baldwin. Got to keep a heads up. Krillman stepping up. Baldwin's going to work it in over the line. Poked off of his stick, though, by Suds. Mitchell gets stood up by Gavin Suds. Puck worked. Got to be careful here now. Don't want to get this out of hand. Fleming shot there. Blocked. Good block by Sebastian Hum laying down. Trailing by 7, still sacrificing his body. Here's Strong down low. Mitchell's going to try to get it off of his stick. Puck on the far side wall, cutting back down into the corner was Fleming out front. Strong can't connect and collect it. Picked up here into the neutral zone off the skate. Stepping up was Krillman, and Fleming back in. Dumping the puck in. He'll get back on the forecheck. Hum will get to it first. He takes a cross check. Centering pass. Picked up. Worked up to the point. Suds heads up. Fleming looking for the man as it's chipped in. Baldwin and Suds having a couple words in front. Chipped up as the Hunters. Going to be careful here. Big hit there by Luke Murphy. He finishes on Strong. As Boudreau and Fleming going to mix it up. Fleming goes down holding his face. Boudreau, Strong now out in front. So Fleming holding his face. He'll go to the box. Boudreau. See what happens with him. Wait to see. Boudreau looks like he might be heading down to the tunnel. Wait to see. Strong getting escorted to the room. So Strong's going to go to the bench, or to the room. Sullivan went to the bench. Boudreau heads off. Wait to see on the number 7. Looks like he might be going as well. Remy Beliveau. Face off here. Odell trying to win it back to the point. Down the wall, Odell. So 5-on-5 here. Half a minute remaining in the third period here on this Wednesday night matchup between the Hunters and the Max. Picked up Caliado. Odell taking a bump there. He trying to get as Worth. Want to pull him out of the way. Haverstock in there as well. Caliado. A little bit of extra going on here. Trying to pull the Max out of this as they're in there not helping the cause. Haverstock in there. Odell in there as well. Worth and Odell continue to jaw. They had a couple words in behind the net, so face off. Going to go to the blocker side once again of Colby O'Shaughnessy. Odell digs in. Odell up between the legs of Caliado on the draw and work back here. Morris over the line, offside there. As Caliado takes a whack from Odell. As they cross over here with about 19 seconds remaining. 19 seconds or so remaining here. Puck one off the draw. Into the feet of Urquhart. He dumps it in. Haverstock giving him a couple cross checks. Morrison on the face-off, or on the draw. Pinned up against the wall. Got to be careful here. Caliado gets taken out. Odell, and I'm sure he's going to have something to do as the linesman in there trying to get them separated. Caliado got a hold of the cage of Boutlier. They both have each other held on to. Boutlier goes down. He lets go of Caliado. Odell in there. Worth going to give Haverstock a shot. Feistiness continuing. Bottomley in there as well, still sitting down. Blake Boudreau, or Boutlier, sorry. Odell getting escorted away. Caliado pinned against the wall. Still sitting down. Boutlier, as they'll get separated now. Odell and Worth still having words, but after 3 periods of play, the Halifax Max lead by a score of 7-0. Tough loss here for the Hunters on a tough night for everyone in the building. Sad story here. But I'd like to thank you on behalf of High Button Sports for tuning in tonight. I'm Logan Carruthers, thanking you and wishing you a good night. See you later. Have a good one.